Hello, my name's Ariana Kabari and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the last episode in my series on how to heal yourself while healing your environment. It's an intro to basically do what it says, how to heal yourself while healing your environment. For background, I am the founder and executive director of Climate Justice Texas. We are a youth-focused environmental conservation organization based in East Texas and along the Texas Gulf Coast. I'm also a climate activist in my own right. I've participated in a lot of events in terms of activism, and I've calmed down a lot. And I'm a conservationist, and I just generally appreciate living in a world with so many beautiful different beings, right? Like, I love flowers, I love insects, I love animals and plants. Did I say plants? Yeah, so that's kind of what got me into conservation. And ultimately, I think like everybody really inside is a conservationist because I don't know, it's just something like really beautiful about living on a planet with so many different interesting things, right? And a digression. But basically, this is the last episode in this series on how to heal yourself and heal the environment. In this episode, I'll be talking about two principles that have been really helpful in terms of my environmental and personal journey, and those are non-attachment and loving kindness. They are derived from Buddhism, I believe, but also have equivalents in many other religions. I know in Christianity there are these concepts of tolerance and patience, and these are very similar. So basically, just to launch right into it, non-attachment is this idea in Buddhism. Basically, the main idea in Buddhism is that all of life is suffering. And the idea in Buddhism is that you should end suffering in your life so that you reach nirvana, or a state of enlightenment. Okay, you don't really need to know that, but just in case. And non-attachment is the practice of not getting too connected to things, whether they're people or entities, like this blanket, or maybe even concepts. I don't know. So obsession might be something that non-attachment would warn you against. Looking at me while I do environmental videos. But anyway, the point is that basically in the environmental movement and just in today's age and in any social movement, you're going to find that people have a lot of passion, right? Or they have a lot of trauma, and sometimes those two get together and they just and so non-attachment is helpful because it teaches you a little bit of distance. It's kind of similar to boundaries, but less violent, right? It's more internal. And it teaches you this idea of don't get too attached to something because it can leave at any moment, right? It can have an outburst at any moment. And the only thing that your main responsibility in the terms of non-attachment is to just be aware, right? It's not to react, it's not to even respond, it's just to not be too attached. And of course some people who have mental illness or physical illness take this to an extreme, right? Sociopaths or someone who has real trauma, right, actually may not be able to attach properly to things. And that's not what I'm talking about, right? Those are medical, clinical issues, right? Non-attachment is just kind of a concept for you to consider, to not take things so personally, right? And I think to go off of that is the practice of loving kindness. And this has been really helpful for me. It's something that I've had to learn throughout my journey in terms of climate activism and just living, right? Because it's so easy, again, to take things personally or to get in a bad mood, right? And loving kindness is this practice of wishing well for yourself, right? And then after you wish well for yourself, you wish well for everything else in your world, right? So if someone you love, you wish them well. Someone you don't know, you wish them well. Someone you don't like or hate or have an issue with, you still wish them well, right? And for example, in the climate movement, there are environmentalists that I don't get along with, there are random townspeople that I don't get along with, and there are, of course, like big banks and big oil companies or whatever that I don't get along with. So like, but I mean, I promise, like, there are also groups within all of these like entities where I do get along with them, right? I'm just telling you like the extreme example. And you know, you could practice like tolerance or patience, right? And that'll get you like to a level of being able to withstand them, right? But eventually you might break if you continue along that pattern. So if you take it a step further and practice loving kindness, you think, well, I love myself, right? And I wish myself well. I wish myself happiness and goodness. And I also wish that for like this person in the environmental movement. I wish them well, and I wish them happiness, and I wish them goodness in their life, right? And the same thing even for the big banks and the big oil companies. Like, I wish them well, like true wellness. I wish them goodness in their lives, and I wish them happiness, like an authentic happiness. And I think that this process has been really helpful in terms of allowing me to endure where a lot of other people burn out. And it's also helped me like make friendships with people who ordinarily wouldn't be friends with each other, right? Or, you know, you find a lot of division today, so like people just like won't talk to each other. There are certainly some people I don't talk to, but that's mainly out of like, I think if someone is like mentally ill or has like a clinical issue, then that's something that, in the terms of like non-attachment, that's something that I don't have to get too attached to, right? But I can always wish them well and wish them the best and wish them good things. And so, yeah, I think that that's my general message, and I hope that that's helpful. I hope, again, in the future that I'll be able to give more resources on how to practice concepts like this, maybe like a meditation, maybe like some products, maybe, I don't know. I think I mentioned, yeah, just let me know in the comments below if you have any suggestions for future videos or future series, what you might want to see. But yeah, that's today's video. It's the last in the series. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. Namaste, my friends, and I'm wishing myself well and goodness, and I'm also wishing you and your families and yourselves wellness and goodness and happiness galore. So thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm Ariana Akbari. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, if you've been here, what's up? So thanks so much. Bye.